What's up guys, Forrest here with the Runescape Guides team, and this is Firemaking and Woodcutting in the Jadinko Lair. I'm going to be covering what you need to bring, where to find it, and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, enjoy. Suggested items for your first trip to the Jadinko Lair are as follows. You're obviously going to need a hatchet of some sort or an axe. I'd bring dragon. If you have an Inferno adze, that might be best. Also, I would recommend anti-poison for your first trip, just because there are hostile enemies on the way that might, poison you because they're dicks. Also, if you're a lower level like me, just a couple pieces of food, because in case you do get attacked. I have 60 hit points, and I really don't want to die on my way to what I'm trying to do. As far as what you're wearing, you may want to bring a ranged weapon without any bolts or arrows, only so that you don't accidentally attack the creatures in the Jadinko Lair. In addition to that, if you have any XP XP boosting equipment like a ring of fire or flame gloves or anything of that nature, you would obviously want to bring those as well. There are several ways to get to the Jadinko Lair. The first of which would be taking the gnome glider to this spot in Karamja, and then going southwest until you reach the lair. The second way to reach the lair, which may take a bit longer but is also very helpful if you don't have access to the gliders, is simply teleporting to the docks here using an Amulet of Glory, traveling west through Brimhaven, south, and then follow the water until you reach this agility point here, and from there you can simply cross over and continue south until you reach the dungeon. Once you're inside, it'll look a little something like this, and you will be covering these three rooms, which I'll cover momentarily. Once you arrive, you can just squeeze through the hole here, which will take you into the lair itself, and when you do get inside, you will notice that there are quite a few enemies. They, however, are not hostile, despite whatever combat level they may be. There are level 90s, level 145s, and level 201s, but again, not hostile. Nor are they left clickable, so if you click on them, you'll just walk to where they are, and you really have nothing to worry about. So once you're inside, you just want to head dead south, and go ahead before you get started, and I can get there, and fuck, where is it? Just kidding. And enter this large route. Well, actually, you'll need to cut it. I don't know what, I'm assuming it requires 83 wood cutting to open, but once you cut it, you can enter it, and it will take you up to the southern side of the island, and that was kind of a glitch, but anyways, from here you can deposit your anti-poison and food, which will give you more room for curly roots or straight roots, depending on whether you are training fletching or firemaking. Once you're inside, again, you'll notice there's 4 rooms, like I showed you before. And in each of these rooms, there are jade roots. Now, you don't want to cut the healthy ones, like that are around the Jadinko Queen. That would be poor planning on your part, because it would take away favor points, which I will cover momentarily. So, once you find a room, like so, say the room that we entered, you'll notice 2 kinds of roots hanging from the ceiling. You have curly roots and straight roots, which I have to find one. Here's a straight root. They're both called jade roots, so it really won't give you any, it won't tell you a difference, but you'll just notice that these are obviously curled, so you can go ahead and cut them, and it's actually a 2-step process, because you'll have to cut them to kill the root, and then collect it by cutting it again. Now, this doesn't take too long, especially if you have a reasonably high woodcutting level, but it can be kind of a hassle if you don't want to cut twice, but I don't really know why it matters. So anyways, once you've cut your roots, you can get about an inventory full, and it won't take too long. You can go ahead and find one of these. It's just it'll be called a dry area if it's not lit, and if it is lit, it'll be called a fire pit. And just go ahead and add your roots to it. It'll pull up this little menu, and just click curly roots and begin gaining experience. So you may notice that throughout the course of your training, you accumulate favor points, which can be used to your advantage. If you're trying to train Herblore, you can do that in the Herblore habitat using the seeds you collect from your favor points. You can also get fruits for use within the Jadinko Lair. I'm not too sure exactly what those do. If you guys know, you might want to leave a comment down below, because I'm honestly clueless. But in addition to those things, you can also get teleports to the herblore habitat, which make it much quicker to get here and train. So I believe it is 10 points gives you a random mix of fruits and seeds, 13 points gives you only fruits, and 40 points gives you a random mix of seeds and teleports. Now, you get to choose what you're getting, so I'm going to go ahead and spend all of mine. You've accumulated 60 points of favor within the Jadinkos. What would you like to spend some of your points on? I'm just going to go ahead and say seeds and teleports. So that gave me one green blossom seed. So as you can see, it really doesn't do much if you don't have a lot of points, but they add up really quick, and you can get 1.5k points in probably an hour and a half. I mean, that's just a rough estimate for firemaking. But anyways, guys, I think that pretty much concludes the guides. Before I go, I wanted to say that the primary reason I suggest choosing the teleports as your reward is that you can use them to teleport to the herblore habitat right here, and then simply go in this dungeon, which will take you right to the lair, which is much quicker than either of the two options that I showed you before. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this guide. If you found it helpful, please make sure to give it a thumbs up as well as a comment down below. And make sure to comment down below also with a video idea for a chance to be featured in that video. Alright guys, have a good day. Peace.